DC, Alabama prisoner profiles. What's good with y'all, man? Hey, man, we are on Instagram now. I just created today. I ain't put no profile picture, none of that on there, no post yet, but we are on Instagram. That way I can tap in with some of these folks who want to tap in with me and that I'm trying to tap into that are only on Instagram as opposed to other platforms. But, you know, we still got the Facebook, TikTok. We hit 700 subs. I appreciate y'all. Shout out all the new subs. Y'all like, comment, noti bell, all that, so y'all can know what's going on, you know what I'm saying? Today I got a doozy for y'all about Mr. Hamad Memon, aka OSAMA Cuz.
Today is a tragic anniversary for the Madison community. Exactly 10 years ago today, Discovery Middle School student Hamad Memon shot and killed classmate Todd Brown. Our Chris Joseph takes a look back with people who were there on this tragic day.
10 years ago, tragedy at Discovery Middle School.
This entire community is built around our kids.
15-year-old Hamad Memon walked behind 14-year-old Todd Brown and shot him in the head, leaving everyone scrambling.
And when someone calls and says, you've got to get down to this location because of a school shooting, that was about as big a nightmare as you could imagine for a school board member.
Former school board member Phil Schmidt says he and colleagues went to the hospital where a 9th grader lay dead.
What do you say? But we just felt that we needed to be there and just visit with the family at the hospital and show them that we cared, which we did.
In the aftermath, Schmidt and the board rolled out a series of safety reforms, including an anonymous text line, more mental health counselors, and SROs.
All right, jumping into it, says Memon was 14 when he shot 14-year-old Todd Brown in the back of the head during a class change at Discovery Middle School in Madison County on February 5th, 2010. The shooting and Memon's subsequent confession to investigators were both on videotape. Prosecutors said Memon was set to go on trial for murder June 17th, but today's plea before Judge Hall effectively ends the case against him. He was certified to stand trial as an adult in July 2010 and was scheduled to go on trial last June. However, Memon and his mother apparently attempted to flee the country last April after receiving new passports from the Pakistani embassy in Washington, D.C. Embassy officials have said they were unaware Memon faced a murder charge at the time his passport was issued. Memon, his mother, and younger sister were arrested at a Dallas bus station a day after police determined they had fled from their Madison home. Memon was out on bond at the time and in his family's custody. Both his father, Dr. Iqbal Memon, and his mother, Sophia Memon, were charged with hindering prosecution. The cases against them were expected to proceed now that the case against their son has been concluded. Man, that's crazy. That's his folks up there, as you can see, mommy, daddy, and that is the victim right there, young Todd Brown. I want to say condolences to Mr. Brown and his family. Man, there's Discovery Middle School right there, home of the Panthers. All right, y'all, continuing on to his guilty plea / sentencing. There's a Madison teen who might have been among those graduating from high school last week instead pleaded guilty to the murder today in February 2010 to the shooting death of a fellow 9th grader. Hamad Memon, 17, now faces a 30-year sentence at the Alabama Department of Corrections after a plea agreement was reached in the Madison County DA's office. Memon addressed the court before he was sentenced, saying he realized he caused a lot of trouble for the state of Alabama and the Brown family. As I reflect on my crime, I make no excuses, Memon said. Quote, I would like to beg for the family of Todd Brown to forgive me. I grieve with them for their loss. I pray that they will be willing to forgive me, quote, and I throw myself on the mercy of the court, quote. Damn, that's crazy, man. Taking responsibility for his actions, though. You don't see that too often, I'm pretty sure. All right, it says Circuit Court Judge Karen Hall sentenced Memon to 30 years in the state penitentiary with credit for time served in accordance with the plea deal. He must also pay a $10,000 fine, $1,000 to the Crime Victims Fund, and an undetermined amount of restitution to the family. Memon is legally in the United States but is not a United States citizen. Under current immigration law, Memon is likely to face deportation from the United States after his sentence is completed. Hall denied a formal request for youthful offender status. Memon waived his right to a pre-sentencing investigation, clearing the way for the sentencing to be handed down immediately. Quote, "We are reserving no issues for appeal," quote, said Memon's attorney Bruce Gardner. Judge Hall asked Gardner if his client understood the charge. Gardner said yes. "I plead guilty, Your Honor," Memon said. "I am, in fact, guilty, Your Honor." Memon's parents were not in the courtroom today.
But in court, it was time for justice.
He's an evil person, and he did an evil act.
Attorney Mark McDaniel represented Brown's family and helped prosecutors pursue an adult trial. He has a picture of Brown just feet from his desk.
So no way you could convince anybody that Hamad Memon didn't know right from wrong. He meant to kill Todd.
All right, moving on, it says Gann and 88 J-Town told the court in February they would raise Memon's reported gang affiliation during his trial. Court filings said they would assert that defendant believed by admissions, actions, and deeds the defendant was a member of a gang, to wit, the Crips. And for some period of time, he'd been sent to an alternative school in Madison in fall 2009 after spray painting the word Crips on a wall at Discovery Middle School. Damn, that wasn't banging. Neighborhood Crip. OSAMA neighborhood. Rolling 60. Nah, I'm just playing.
And defense attorney Bruce Gardner argued his Pakistani heritage made him a target at school.
Kind of a social misfit, if you will, and you know, it was horrible at school. The kids would all call him OSAMA and stuff like that. He had just been provoked to the point where he didn't see any alternative but to do this. Of course, it was a very, very bad choice.
See, now I 100% believe that about motherfuckers being on his ass at school. These public school motherfuckers are ruthless here, especially in that country ass place. You know what I'm saying? You probably got white and black kids roasting your ass every goddamn day. And when I think about it, we had an Arab kid that went to my school, was in the grade below me or something like that. We used to call him Saddam. You know what I'm saying? It's all funny games and shit like that, but you know what I'm saying? We used to call him Saddam. So yeah, definitely believe that. Definitely believe he's probably a target for bullying and shit like that, which might have made him want to join the gang for either acceptance or fear or shit. They may have even made him join the gang. But you see he out there putting in his work, you know what I'm saying? Spray painting the set on the wall and shit at school. Like, I don't really know what specific Crip set he was, but you know what I'm saying? Craziness. Moving on. Dr. Philip Lazarus, the veteran child psychiatrist who examined Memon following his arrest for shooting Brown, said the teen had felt threatened upon returning to Discovery and began bringing to school a .22 caliber pistol he stole from a friend's house. Memon was represented by attorneys Gardner, Robin Clem, and Birmingham attorneys James Parkman. Gardner said the plea agreement and the sentence was fair to all parties and admitted there was not a viable defense strategy for Memon given the facts of the case. Right? We didn't have self-defense, Gardner said. We didn't have the mental health defense we thought we would use. It just wasn't there. So he was also sent to Bryce after a mental evaluation that was ordered by a court. Y'all know Bryce, that's the mental health hospital in Alabama. So he was sent there. Gardner also said he was very, very concerned about Memon's future in an Alabama state prison. Quote, "I know what happens down there and it's not pleasant," he said. "I hope the authorities take some measures to protect him." You fucking hope. He's Pakistani, and in the current climate, that's not a good thing to be. There is at least some talk that he was gang affiliated, and there's a gang culture in the prison system here. And this is a murder case where Hamad Memon killed a young black man. The Madison City Schools also issued a statement following today's hearing. Quote, "The events of February 2010 affected many lives," said Madison County City School Superintendent Dr. D. Fowler. Quote, "We hope that today's action brings some sense of closure to those whose lives have been irreparably altered." Quote, Madison County District Attorney Rob Broussard also worked on the case with Gann and Town. Gann and the Brown family said the Brown family was ready to plea. No shit, you concerned, but you don't give a damn, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you should be concerned. You Pakistani, you're an other, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure it's not a million or even fucking 100 Pakistani inmates in the Alabama Department of Corrections, and you were showing gang affiliation of Crip, and you killed the Crip. So I don't think that's going to go over too well with the Crips within the Alabama Department of Corrections. You coming in there on a murder case for killing one of their own, and just because you want to get out of the gang at 14, they're probably like, man, you could have just walked away or something like that. You probably would have got bullied, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't think his time's already not going to be pleasant, but it's probably going to be worse because you killed a gang member even though he was 14, you know what I'm saying? Whether he put him on was his big homie even though they're the same age or whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying? Moving on, they're okay with it. Quote, he said, they are happy to have come to conclusion. Following the courtroom proceedings, Todd Brown's aunt, Tangela Baptist, said, as Christians, they've already forgiven Memon. That is something Jesus Christ expects from us, Baptist said. I hope this serves as a lesson for other young people to understand the magnitude of your actions. Quote, I felt his apology was heartfelt. Quote, John Laventer, Brown's great uncle, said he prays for Memon to find faith in Jesus Christ. We do wish that in the years to come he will find Jesus Christ as his Lord and Savior. Quote, y'all know that man probably is not Christian. Lavender said, we wish him the best as far as his eternal salvation is concerned. I believe in justice, that justice should be served. At the same time, we pray for him that he can find God and have a okay, yeah, I bet.
Hamad's parole consideration date is 2026. McDaniel says he'll be arguing against it.
So, crazy, man. That's the conclusion of it. Also, right, they ended up suing his family. You know what I'm saying? Got $1 million out of him. You know what I'm saying? Daddy's a doctor. You know what I'm saying? These people usually do one, or they're usually business owners, or, you know, have respectable, high income earning occupations like lawyers, physicians, which his father was, which I don't know how much his bond was, it didn't say, but I'm sure it had to be some shit like $500,000 or something like that, and they paid it and his ass was out. Also, the Pakistani government, which y'all got going on, the embassy over there, you know what I'm saying? They're like, shit, they ain't give a damn. They like, we ain't finna fly you out here, but we'll give you a little passport, you know what I'm saying? On the low, it's up to you to get up out of there. You know what I'm saying? They ain't give a damn. They just finna go back to Pakistan and vibe, you know what I'm saying? Also, as far as the parents being charged with hindering prosecution, they both pled guilty, and I believe they both received probation. So, you know what I'm saying? All right, y'all, I got Pitt right here, too, with me. He's gonna give y'all his 2 cents. So, Pitt, what you think about this?
Man, I'm sitting there looking over and reading and just paying attention to what you were just saying, and I ain't say, man, that's some kids just, oh my God, you got your whole life ahead of you, man, and just throw it away for some bullshit. And man, I mean, I hate it for both sides, for the family of the victim and the defendant's family. Just, I mean, it's just, that's some crazy shit, man. And just, I mean, I've done some time in prison, and it's just, I've seen it all, man. But just, you know, it's always fucked up whenever there's kids involved, man. And it's just like, you know, two people's lives are just ruined. And then you got your family, you know what I'm saying? It's not only the victim's family, but also the defendant's family, you know? Because it's a bunch of bullshit that's gonna go on, man. You know what I'm saying? A life taken in 30 years is a long fucking time, man. You know, hope and pray that, the parole system might have some kind of leniency, but, you know what I mean? But, you know, I've seen it, so, you know, good luck.